Well, hello. It's been a while since I've done a physical media unboxing, and I think it's about time to do one again. I love doing this. I love watching people do this. If this isn't your cup of tea, no worries. I love physical media. I love unboxing it. This is a mystery box of sorts. I don't know what I'm getting in here other than they are DVDs and they are in some sort of slim cardboard case. I don't know where these DVDs came from. It'll be interesting to see if they have any markings on them telling like if they came from a movie rental place or what business they may have came from or what store. Supposedly they're new. Supposedly there's 100 of them. I'm a little dubious that this has 100 DVDs in it, but like I said, they're like a thin case, so I guess it's possible. Hopefully there are. Let's dig in, shall we? Precision surgery. Oh wow, okay. Some of them look a little roughed up, but hey, I paid like $30 for 100 movies, so I'm not going to complain. Where do we start here? How do we do this? I'll just grab a maw full of them, I guess. This is going to be a weird box, I'm not going to lie. I've never seen packaging like this, and we're starting off strong. America's Best Aquariums in 3D includes 2 pairs of 3D glasses. Count them, 1, 2. It also has the 2D version as far as I can tell. Wow, all right. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Never seen this movie, but I've heard a lot about it. This is apparently the collector's series. Steve Martin, John Candy. I'm just super interested in this packaging. I don't know if this one's 3D. It has like a lenticular, I don't know if you can see that. It's got like a lenticular cover. Yeah, there we go. Kind of like the aquarium one did, but I don't think this is in 3D. It's just the collector's series, which is kind of dope. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Again, we have a sort of lenticular collector's series. Matthew Broderick, of course. If anyone knows where this type of DVD comes from, I'm very, very curious. I have no idea, to be completely honest. It's kind of wild. Friday the 13th. Uncut. Collector's series. I don't know if you can see this, but they have this weird tab here and it says fold, crease, and tear along perforation. So you like fold this and tear it, and then I'm assuming it becomes the side here. It becomes like a wider kind of form factor of a case. It's just so fascinating. $7.99 this went for back in the day. I got this for far less. Collector's series. Bill Murray, Scrooged. Again, it's lenticular. 11/20/2012. So these are, I guess, from the era of 2012. Okay, those were cool. There wasn't very many of those particular kind of cases, which is unfortunate because those were by far the coolest. Then we go to this type, which is, as you can see, like as thin as cardboard, basically. They're a little bit more the height and width of a normal DVD case. These are not in as good a condition. You can tell, though they are new. Okay, the listing, to be fair, was correct. They're wrapped in their plastic still. They're new. But you can see they have these creases in them here. So they've been roughed up a little bit. Johnny Nitrate. 1 man, 6 women. Be careful what you wish for. Wow. That sounds wild. All right. $3.99 for that one back in the day. Wow. Dragon Quest. I think I've heard of this one. It looks phenomenally cheesy. Destined to be a fantasy adventure classic in the tradition of Lord of the Rings and the Chronicles of Narnia. Does that scream classic like Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia? I'll let you be the judge of that. I have my opinions, but hey. The Surrogate. Successful author and college professor Jacob Kelly and his wife, Allison, want to have a baby. However, for health reasons, Allison can no longer bear children of her own. The couple turns to Kate, a young administrative assistant at Jacob's college, who convinces them to let her be their surrogate. But the decision they make soon plunges them into a nightmare of betrayal, revenge, and murder. Baby fever horror slasher movie, which is kind of crazy. Got some really obscure stuff here, I feel like. Got 48 Angels. We got 13/13/13, a James Cullen Brezic film. On that day, we are demon. What that means, I don't know, but on that day, we are demon. Again, that one's a little damaged, unfortunately. So the next one, A Haunting at Foster Cabin. A lot of these are looking pretty cheesy as far as the horror goes, but you never know. There could be some hidden gems in here. Wow. All right. Apocalypse Kiss. That looks awful, but could be really, really funny to watch. I don't think I recognize any of the names on here. I'm baffled by this box, man. It's very interesting. 8213 Gacy House. We are getting a decent amount of horror in here, which is a pleasant surprise. Be advised, this is not a hoax or a reenactment. It is actual crime scene footage released by law enforcement. This material may not be suitable for minors and should be viewed under adult supervision. Very interesting. Martian Land. No life on Mars, just death. Man, a lot of these look awful. They look truly awful. Oh man, we got the, I'm not sure if it's the prequel. I would imagine it is. 12-12-12. Evil Born. The end of the world begins with it. A terrifying supernatural thriller in the tradition of Omen and Rosemary's Baby. So I'm noticing that a lot of these horror ones, at least, have the Asylum tag on them. There's some people who don't have a very high opinion of the Asylum. Deadly Look of Love. This one seems like it's in rough shape. See this? Ironically, it's wrapped like that. So either these aren't brand new and they were just rewrapped, or something went catastrophically wrong in the production of that one, but got chopped a little bit. Film Advisory Board Rating System, PDM, Parental Discretion Mature, ages 13 and over. Where are these things from, man? PDM. Uh-oh, we got a repeat. Martian Land. Oh no, sorry. I'm an idiot. I pulled from the pile that I've already gone through. Wow, Mega Shark versus the Crocosaurus. If that doesn't sound like a riveting thriller, I don't know what does. Goodness. Yeah, this is an Asylum film as well. The Wind. Terror comes in many forms. Very interesting cover on this one. In the small town of Fairview, an ancient wind carries with it omens of the apocalypse, stirring the pride and envy of a group of college kids to murderous rage. As the wind escalates, events and behaviors devolve to their most primal, becoming a race against time and a battle of morality versus savagery. Horrific in the vein of Lord of the Flies. I'm seeing that a lot of these movies have on the back of them a pull quote that says horrific in the vein of, or epic in the vein of. So they're really trying to sell these movies. Here we go. 11-11-11. This day will be our last. And then we got a biblical quote here. Though they beg for mercy, I will not hear their cries. Jeremiah 11:11. So good on them for that. Okay, here we got one that's a little, some of the plastic's a little torn here, but that's okay. The Bell Witch Haunting. Frightening, disturbing. The Robertson County Sheriff's Department has released footage found on the bodies of the Sawyer family's cell phones and video cameras. What was first thought to be a murder is now believed to be the return of a centuries-old demon responsible for America's most famous paranormal event. Asylum Films. America's most famous haunting has returned. I don't know that I've ever heard of this haunting that they're referring to, but wow. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. It's got a T-Rex on it, so that's wild. Okay. The Prize Fighter. Gary Busey. Black Fist. Every fight could be his last. This one's got some rounded corners, which is interesting. 4 bonus movies. Mean Johnny Barrows, The Glove, The Klansman, The Jackie Robinson Story. That's wild. Talk about bang for your buck. Okay, wow. The powerful television event, now with bonus footage. Elvis, Viva Las Vegas. Boy. And this one's in like a little bit thicker of a case. I'm not a big taped concert kind of guy. Okay, Classic Cowboy Adventures. Zorro Rides Again, Western Classics Collection, and Zorro's Black Whip. Over 6 hours of classic Western television. I like The Mask of Zorro, but I've never seen these Zorro movies. Oh boy. Merlin the Return. 3 bonus films. Mysterious Museum, The Shrunken City, and The Last Leprechaun. Boy, are we ever getting our dollars worth here. I paid $33 for 100 movies, but I'm probably getting like 300 movies. The Circuit. Fight to get in, die to get out. Sounds like... Do they have a pull quote on here that says it's like Fight Club? Oh, no, they don't. Bummer. Speed Dating. Rom-com. We got Legion of the Final Exorcism, as if exorcism movies haven't gone far enough in the mainstream. Dark Secrets. There are worse things than being dead. We are getting a lot more horror in here than I was anticipating. Sunstorm. Bo Derek and Stacy Keach. Don't Get Burned. This one looks salacious. Wow. Albino Farm. The legend is real. You've heard the legend of Albino Farm. It's real. Home Invasion. Oh, actions come back to haunt you. When Nicole kills a home invasion robber in self-defense, his vengeful girlfriend, Jade, oh, I thought that said Hillary Duff, it's Haley Duff, befriends her at a crime victim support group and sets about trying to destroy her life. Let's be honest, I'm probably not going to watch about 100% of these movies, but it's really entertaining to see what's in here. You ever want to watch an online dating horror story since you don't have enough of your own? The Abducted. Before you date online, think again. Remarkable Power. Mystery, murder, mayhem. Oh, it's got Dule Hill in it. Not sure what it is. Crime drama of some kind, maybe? Forfeit. Heist, robbery movie, perhaps? It's rated R for just language, so it must have a lot of language in it, which is interesting because the byline starts, Frank O'Neill, a religious sociopath, returns to LA. I wouldn't expect a religious man to cuss like that, but I guess if he's killing people and robbing banks, he maybe doesn't care too much about that. Heckler. Everyone's a critic. It looks like a comedy special, I guess. Zombie Night. Anthony Michael Hall. Daryl Hannah. The Haunting of Number 24, an urban ghost story. Welcome to the house. Oh, yeah. I have the exclusive Sharktacular edition of Sharknado 3. Oh, yeah. Actually, it says, oh, hell no. The Morning. Not knowing is the hardest part. That guy kind of looks a little bit like Val Kilmer. The last one in that pile is Death Hunter. Werewolves versus vampires. I'm sure that is a fantastic movie. Carnival of Souls includes four bonus movies. The Bat, Last Man on Earth, White Zombie, and Chamber of Horrors. Coffin, a kidnapper, a ransom, the clock is ticking. Buried Alive, maybe? The Summit. In the most rugged terrain of New Zealand, competitors from around the world face the challenge of their lives to be the first to reach the summit. Losers will be eliminated, and only one person with the most endurance, strength, and focus will be declared the winner. Tony Todd, Dead of the Night. Flying By. On the Road of Life, it's about the music. Billy Ray Cyrus. Documentary? Nope. Just someone played by Billy Ray Cyrus, so that's interesting. Lex. Season 1, Disc 1. Why they sell just one disc of one season, I don't know. But there it is. Lex. Footprints. On Hollywood Boulevard, anything can happen. One of the best 10 films of the year so far. Sweet Insanity. Meet the New Girl. Ooh, we got Danny Trejo in The Three-Headed Shark Attack. It's in decent shape, actually. It's also uncensored and unrated, so doggone love. Rated R for some sexual content, but it looks like a really cheesy rom-com that I probably would not enjoy. From the writer of The Hitcher, Night of the Wild, yeah. Pray for Day. For some reason, my mind read Night of the Wild Dog. Nowhere on the cover is the word dog, but there's a dog on the cover. Amazing how the mind works. Official 2010 selection of the Bram Stoker International Film Festival and the official selection of the Phoenix Film Festival. Deadfall Trail, Could You Survive? Interesting. John, Julian, and Paul enter the Kaibab National Forest for a 3-week survival trip and peyote vision quest. The only items they take with them are a knife, a bottle of water, and a garbage bag each. A week into their journey, a disastrous turn of events changes everything, and the men are forced to ultimately confront the darkest corners of their morality and mortality. Battling the elements in each other, the quest becomes make it out of the forest alive. All God's Creatures includes 3 bonus movies. The Prophet's Game, 213, and Room Zero. A clever and original take on the genre, says videoviews.org. Bonds of Love. $3, and just so you know, there's a security device inside. I kind of like this cover. Dead of Winter. Nice. Based on true events, The Haunting of the Whaley House. I think I've seen ghost hunting videos of people exploring the Whaley House, so that's kind of cool. Empty Rooms with 4 bonus movies. 5 movies over 7 hours of content. Empty Rooms, Wes Craven Presents Don't Look Down, 19 Doors, Dark Spirits, and Evidence of Haunting. Oh man, Robert Diaz, Lexi Simon. Vigilante, revenge is his profession. If that doesn't look sick, I don't know what does. The War of the Worlds. The invasion has already begun. Rated R for violence, gore, sexual content, and some language. Victim of Beauty. Here's another one that's missing the corner, which I think is interesting. And it's wrapped that way. So my suspicion is that maybe these aren't new and they were just wrapped up again. Cash. It's not about the money. It's about the revenge. We like a good revenge tale. Respire. Hold Your Breath. It's kind of a cool cover, too. Okay. Big stack. Doughboys. A Day to Lose What Took a Lifetime to Build. Winner of several film festivals. Unfortunately, the case is kind of messed up, so probably not going to keep it. Cloned. Stronger, Faster, Better. The Recreator Chronicles. You Will Be Replaced. Rehearsal for Murder. Another one that's missing the corner of it. Rated PD. Parental Discretion. Very interesting. Ghost Bride. A David Blythe film. She looks more like a zombie bride than a ghost bride, to be completely honest with you. But Frankenstein Syndrome. Thought that was Aaron Paul at first. It's not, but that would have been cool if it was. A modern-day homage to the Mary Shelley classic. Genuinely creepy. Adopting Terror. Oh, it's got Sean Astin in it. My boy. My boy. He had just a amazing, phenomenal career in his younger days, and then I feel like he got sucked into stuff like this and Christian cinema, which is interesting. But maybe that's what he likes. I don't know. More power to him if it is. Ooh, Zombies. It's Jurassic World of the Dead. Uncaged Undead. Killer by Nature. Ron Perlman. Armand Assante. Release Your Inner Killer. Starve. Eat. Pray. Kill. Kind of a cool case. How You Look at Me. Sounds like another rom-com, so I'm not terribly interested in it, but it is what it is. Kiss of the Vampire. It's the rising of a new vampire order, a taste for blood, and a search for immortality. Don't get smooched by her. Blind Eye. Not sure how I feel about that cover. A Dangerous Secret, an even deadlier conspiracy. In a small town lives a brotherhood of friends. Nick becomes a big city cop with a cavalier style. Jay remains the small town cop. Rudy and Tim end up on the wrong side of the legal tracks. When Catherine, Nick's estranged wife, calls Nick needing his help to find their missing daughter, Nick comes home to aid the investigation. He discovers that there's more to the disappearance than his friends are letting on. Soon they discover that betrayal was their first mistake. Even that synopsis was just like confusing drama. Blind Eye. Zombie Resurrection. Kind of looks like the cover for The Dead Don't Die a little bit. Fatal Proposal. Kind of cool. I wonder if these are all Canadian films. Is that the Canadian rating system that I'm seeing? I don't know. Who knows? I'm just happy to be here. Alone. It's a bad place to be. Little Peeping Tom serial killer kind of vibes. Mr. Art Critic. After a scolding from his boss, M.J. Clayton, a high-profile Chicago art critic known for his heartless commentaries, retreats to his Mackinac Island cottage to clear his head. There, he runs into a recent victim of one of his particularly nasty reviews and makes a drunken proclamation that any idiot can make art, followed by an impossible wager which finds himself entered into the town's art festival competition. M.J. is about to discover that creating art is indeed a gift. I mean, that sounds kind of like a feel-good comedy kind of movie. I don't know. Could be fun. It's in good shape. We'll keep it. Playdate. Don't want to play with that kid. Foreclosed. They took his home. He's come for theirs. That's a very awkward way to say that. He's come for theirs, but I guess it works. A spine-chilling thriller in the tradition of What Lies Beneath and When a Stranger Calls. It's from Asylum Films. I think it's all the Asylum films that have like a byline on the back, or not a byline, a pull quote on the back that says "in the vein of" or "in the spirit of." So that's interesting. My Guardian Angel. I don't know that I want her guarding me, but spicy. Valentina's Tango. It's like one of those forbidden romance novels you find in Barnes and Nobles as a kid. Life is a dance, love is a tango. You've heard of Citizen Kane, but get ready for Citizen Dwayne. From Zero to Hero, vote for Dwayne. Brought to you by the Kevin Smith Movie Club. Alter egos, superheroes, super problems. Absolute Aggression. That one looks absolutely wild. I see tentacles coming out of brains. It's got an interactive menu, though, so that's good. Hansel v. Gretel. Wow. Blood Runs Thick. Blood Widow. Kind of a cool cover, not gonna lie. If it weren't bent, I would maybe keep that one, but... Armanel's Delusion? What kind of a name is Armanel's? Or Armanel, I guess. Extinction, the zombie apocalypse is here. I feel like the back is better than the front on that one, in particular. Extracted. Escape the prison of a killer's mind. This one's like a different style, too. It's like folded in a different way. See that on the back? Bring me the head of Mavis Davis. She's beautiful, sexy, and blessed with the voice of an angel. She's Marla Dorland, a legend of her own time. But when her agent Marty Starr finds his agency in trouble, he concocts a sinister plot to bring up record sales. Amazed at the posthumous record sales of Elvis, Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, and Kurt Cobain, Starr becomes determined to arrange a similar fate for Marla, staging the perfect tragic demise. But he didn't count on Marla not being quite ready to go. I mean, that does sound kind of funny. Wuthering High. This is another Asylum film. I feel like what I remember people talking about Asylum films is that they did this kind of thing. Like, Wuthering Heights, this is Wuthering High. Stuff like that, stupid stuff like that. And they're never really good from what I understand. And this is another example. Paranormal Entity, this is an Asylum film, spin-off of Paranormal Activity, no doubt. Excellent. We got the extended version of Sharknado 2. That'll go great with our Sharknado 3. Films of Fury. The Kung Fu movie. This one is certainly a repackage. The plastic's all weird on it. Oh, I thought we were going to get Sharknado 1, but we got Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark, Monster versus Metal. I mean, that's just about as good, I think. I will be disappointed if we don't get Sharknado 1, though, because we have 2 and 3 at this point. Apocalypse Earth. This looks really bad. Day Zero. It's got Elijah Wood in it? Whoa, I might have to keep it just because of that. And John Bernthal? What? I'll have to look that one up. 24 Hours in London. Every second kills. Oh, we got Snow White. Grim Snow White. I'm pretty sure I saw this on... Didn't Corridor Digital feature this for having like some really, really wonky visual effects? I gotta keep it just for that, even though it's a little bent up, unfortunately, but that's hilarious. We got Deadly Renovations. Looks stupid. And we got Displaced. Looks better on the back than it does on the front. Front looks a little weird. Back looks like it could be an interesting movie. So, that pretty much is that. Again, if you know where these types of DVDs come from, these thin cardboard cases that are just obscure as all get out, I'd love to know. I have no idea where these come from, but that was a fun trip down just whatever that was. The most exciting ones, I think, were the ones I started out with the little lenticular things and the 3D, but they were all very interesting to look at. So, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to watch any of these, but hey, it was fun to go through them, and I hope you had a good time with me. So, thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one.